Hey guys, this is James from Loud Sound Movies. Now, it has been a while since I've done an update to Star Wars vs. Halo, but recently I had a little bit of motivation, just had some time off, and I thought, you know what, maybe I should go back and just do a little bit of work on this game. So, the game has been dead for quite a while. I just didn't have time to work on it, plain and simple. That's, it's not like I wanted to stop working on it, it's just life got in the way after school, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. However, I did decide to go back and add quite a few touch-ups to the game. So, a few things that I've done. If we go into Skirmish, we now have a ground forge mode. And this is really cool, and you'll see in a second. So, welcome to Forge Ground. So we'll just choose the default map size. And here, it's just like Forge Space, except now you've got it on the ground. So what can we do from here? Well, let's get started. First of all, let's choose the type of situation we want to build. I was thinking we might go for a beach sort of scenario. So in this case, we'll leave the grass the same as it is, but you can change it by going map background here, and you just choose the one you want. I'll leave it to the default. So to make sort of a beachy scene, we need to add some sand. So what you do there is you need to add tiles. So to bring up this little menu, by the way, you press the spacebar, you go down to environment, you go to tiles, and then you choose what you want to place. So let's go sand. No, not that one. And to delete things, to delete tiles, sorry, if you try to click this right now, you won't be able to move it. What you have to do is you have to press the control key, then you can move, clone it, or delete it. So you have to hold down the control key for tiles to modify them. So let's try this again. Let's choose a different sand one, because I don't really like the look of that one for what we're going for. Yeah, that looks a bit better. So we'll chuck this at the top. And let's make like a beach at the top here. Now this looks a bit blocky at the moment, but we can really make it look a lot prettier in a moment, and you'll see what I mean. So I'm just going to place these all along the top, and I'm pressing the control key, and I've got it in clone mode, and you do that by pressing C, as you can see up there, and it will bring the editor into clone mode, which allows you to clone these tiles. So anyway, I'll just resume the video once I've sort of added to this a bit, and I'll be back in a second. Okay guys, so as you can see here, I've placed a whole bunch of random tiles around just to make it sort of look like a beach. Now we want to smooth this out a bit, so to do that, we're just going to add what is called a blend tile. So if we go into here, blend tiles, and we can add blend tiles which match this. Now you've got to be careful that you don't overlap, and what I mean by this is if we take this one here for example, I'll just clone it. Actually no, we want a different color so I can sort of show you. Environment, tiles, volcanic, here we go. So if I were to clone this one on top of here, and I decided, hey, let's clone both of these, well, it clones both the top and the bottom. That's, unfortunately, that's just limitations of Game Maker, and there was not much I could do about that. It doesn't know which object it's selecting on top or behind, so unfortunately, you just got to make sure that you don't duplicate any of these tiles, because it will next time you duplicate it will be twice as many yet again, and eventually you'll just crash the game from having too many tiles. So that's why I like just to have one out in the center far away, and that way you can't accidentally duplicate them. So yeah, I'm just going to smooth out these corners, and I'll be right back in a moment guys. Okay guys, so as you can see this looks a lot more natural than what it did before. So now we need to add some water to this because this is a beach. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to environment, tiles, and we're going to add water transparent 2. Nah, it doesn't look too much like an ocean, so we'll get rid of that one. Environment, tiles, water transparent. Yeah, that looks a bit more like it. And we're just going to place one out here so we don't accidentally duplicate them, and we'll start cloning them and bringing them up. Just bring that one up so it's a little more accessible. Okay, and we're just going to place these tiles up here. You don't have to be too careful with it, but yeah, just drag them over. Alright guys, I'll resume the video once I've created the top part of this water here. Okay guys, so now I've sort of made some water up here. Now we need to blend it out. So again, as before, we just add a blend tile for the same water that we added. Like that. And you just drag them across like this just to smooth out the water. Okay. So I'm just going to fill these up and I'll resume the video once I've done this yet again. Okay guys, I've done all the edges of the water now. And another thing we need to do is we need to make sure that the our players and the computer enemies can't enter this water. So how should we do that? Well, the ground battles now have a proper pathfinding system, so these are really more important than ever. If you go down to other, you'll see that you got block normal, block large, and block super large. I'm going to choose super large, and I'm just going to place these blocks around here. Now, you can see them in the editor, but once you start running the game, you won't be able to see these blocks. But the enemy and your units will not be allowed to go through them. So same principle as before, except you don't have to press Control to clone these. It's treated as just a normal object, so you press C on the keyboard, which puts it in clone mode, and you can just drag these items around. So I'm just going to fence this all off so no one can go out into the water. Now, to do with the pathfinding, it is important to note that this is GameMaker 8 that we are dealing with, and the pathfinding system in GameMaker 8 was actually quite limited. It does work, however it uses a lot of processing power to do it. So because of that, I've only added pathfinding to the enemy's units. Your own ones, you'll actually have to tell them where exactly the path they need to take to go. Certain computers could probably handle it, but I want most people to be able to play this game without any serious lag. Okay. So now that's all fenced off. Cool. So something else you guys might want to do is you might want to place a tile, but you want to place it underneath another tile. You can do that. So what you do is you go to environment, you choose the tile that you want to add. So for this one, let's try different sand, different texture of sand, like this one. Then what you do is you press page up and page down on your keyboard to raise and lower them. So I'm going to put it to about there, and that's when we'll start to place these other sand tiles. Okay. So I'm just going to pause the video and I'll get back to you guys once I've sort of, whoops, there's a little clone part I was telling you about before you got to be careful of. But as I was saying, I will resume this video once I have completed this part of it. So I'll see you guys soon. Okay guys, so now I've sort of smoothed this out here. And we want to sort of add some grass around the side too, so I'm just going to quickly do that. Let's blend tiles, grass. Yeah, something like this, just to sort of change the look of it a bit. So I'll just sort of decorate this out a bit and I'll resume the video once I have that. Okay guys, so I've done that now. So another cool thing we can add is mountains in this new version of Star Wars vs Halo. So once again, we go to here, we go to environment, and we go to cliffs. And let's just have a look at some of these. We've got this one for example, and we'll just place these along to sort of create like a beachfront. And you got lots of different cliffs that you can add. We got here we go, here's some different styles. You can sort of chuck them on top of each other to make it look like it's a steeper cliff. You have to press Control while you're making these, by the way. Yeah, that looks good, and we'll make like a little entrance here. Sort of edge out this way. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, and like before, we'll just add some blocks over it to make sure that the enemies and your units can't go through them. Quite simple. Block super large, and we just clone this through all the way. Whoops, I pressed control. Don't have to press control for these. And I'll resume the video, guys, once I've just filled up this area. Another thing is occasionally put a block inside big empty spots just to make sure that the AI won't build any of their buildings there. Okay guys, I'm back, and as you can see I filled in these areas with the exception of these ones here. And the reason I've done that is because I want to create like a little path coming up. So I'm just going to go here and just drag this down like a path, like a grass path going up into the cliffs. Alright guys, that's looking pretty good now. Now we want to sort of make where our base will be. So we want to split, well actually no, let's make the bases first. So we sort of want to add maybe some concrete where our base will be placed on. So we'll go like right here for example. Set out a few of these blocks. That looks good. We won't bother smoothing it because concrete usually is a bit sort of cornered on the edges. Okay. And we'll place our command center. Probably around here. And we want to place a mining facility for us. So play a mining facility. Okay, looking good. Now we'll place the enemies over here. And we'll place them with Forerunner tiles. So let's go here, tiles, Forerunner, Forerunner 2, that looks good. There we go. Place this here, and we'll give them a mining facility as well because they need one. Okay. Now we sort of want to separate this a bit because it's a bit open in the middle here. So let's just go ahead and place some cliffs down again. Yeah, we'll go a bit like that, and we'll do the same on the other side. Actually guys, we'll make this into like a little volcano. That'd be pretty cool. So we'll just stack these up. Like that. And we'll place some lava under here so it looks like a volcano. So we'll go environment, tiles, volcanic, lava tile, and we want to bring this to the back, so page it down, place it, and we'll just duplicate this. So copy here, and yeah, that'll do. And delete that. So now it looks like we've got a volcano in there, and we can even let's like make it a lava flow coming down. That'd be cool. Yeah, this will look really cool. Now we're just gonna move this down a bit. Here we go, and we'll copy this one now. Yeah, that looks really good, doesn't it? And now we need to make sure that they can't go through this, so once again, we're just going to place down those blocks, and let's see, other blocks super large, and we'll just place these through here. And guys, another thing you want to do, especially when it's close to the enemy's base, as I said before, is just fill it up with a few blocks so they don't actually, you don't have to completely fill it, just sort of space it out enough so that they can't place a building in any of those areas. Because I've seen them do it before. Okay. So now let's just add some trees, a few other little extra things, and honestly this map is pretty much done. So let's go trees. A few different types. And guys, that's pretty much our map done. If you guys can think of anything else I should add to the world builder, let me know and I'll try and add it. And I'll probably just add a few little blend tiles here and there of like some dirt and stuff. And yeah, there you guys have it. That is a complete Star Wars vs Halo map. And let's just add like a rock pool down here or something. There. Okay. And test your map. It's quite simple. You just press the enter key and the game will start to play. But I'm going to save this now. I'll set up the money a little bit. Oh, that's another thing you can do is you go here, you go to other, and you can go set player credits, set enemy credits, etc. So let's just set ours to 20,000. And we'll set the enemy's credits to 50,000. Alright, and that should do us. So I'm going to save this map actually. So actually, first of all, I'll just set their their unit population up. To 100. Okay, and now I'm going to save this map, and I'm actually going to include it with the download for Star Wars vs Halo if you guys would like to mess around with it. So to do that, it's quite simple. You just go spacebar, options, save as, and save as Forge editable if you want to edit it again like this, or a shareable skirmish map where no one else can modify it and you can just play it in skirmish in Star Wars vs Halo. So, I'll save it as both. So, Forge editable, there. Yep, Star Wars vs Halo. And you want to save it somewhere reasonable. That's why I've got Forge editable here. And we'll name it Beachfront Lava. There we go. And this will save it as a Forge editable map. I can never say that properly. Okay, so if we ever wanted to load this, we could. So now we're going to save it. Save as shareable skirmish map. And we're going to chuck that into skirmish maps here. And we'll name it the exact same thing. Okay guys, so that was Ground Forge. Now we're going to move on to some other things I've added. So if we go into Firefight now, and actually in any skirmish battle, you'll notice that we now have allies. You have non-playable computer allies that'll fight alongside you. So we're going to enable both of them. 200, give them $2 million to work with, and Firefight Earth. Okay. And as you can see up here, we have an ally alongside us, and another ally over here who's steady building his shipyards. Perfect. So, let's get underway and make our own. But before we get into, actually, no, we'll play a bit of a match here. I'll just pause the video and I'll resume it when we're a little further into the firefight, so you can see what's going on. Okay guys, the first wave's about to begin, and as you can see our allies are beginning to engage the enemy. We come up here. Yep, here they come. And your allies will have this little circle around them with their respective colour. You can't select them, but they will fight alongside you. Oh, so I've added some new units too. We've got an Imperial class Star Destroyer in the game now. The units also have a veterancy system, so if they stay alive long enough, they'll get these little arrows next to them, and hopefully I'll be able to show you an example of this soon enough. And what that means is their bullets are more powerful, they shoot faster, and basically they learn experience over time. Similar to like the Command & Conquer games. Alright, let's move up. Another little fun thing I added, but the moment I do it's going to ruin this part of the game, is black holes. Right now they can only be added in by a cheat code, because they very quickly can ruin your base for you, and also take out the enemy too, so it's not always such a bad thing. But I'll launch that in a second. We'll wait for a whole bunch of enemies to come in. Alright, let's spawn it. So what you do is you press insert on your keyboard and write in black hole. Spawning black hole. And up in the top corner here, oh yeah, here it comes. And that's what I meant about the veterancy system. As you can see the little arrows here. So this Star Destroyer can actually shoot faster, and it's taking a beating though. But pretty soon, as you can see, these ships have been morphed and pulled towards the black hole. So are the bullets, and oh crap. Oh yeah. Physics are going nuts. It's actually strangely satisfying watching this. Everything just gets pulled towards the black hole. The bullets can't even leave the Star Destroyer, they're going straight to the black hole. And yeah, I think it's safe to say that wrecked a whole bunch of stuff. That was fun to watch. So yeah, that's what we've added so far. I've been the only person working on this. The campaign, mission 3. These missions actually work properly now, and as you can see at the bottom, we've got a little readout actually explaining what's supposed to be going on for the first time in one of these missions. So guys, I'm going to put a download link to the game below. Tell me what you think. If there's anything you want me to change, let me know. I'll be making a few changes to this here and there. But for the most part, I just don't have the time to continue working on this game. But I thought it deserves a bit of a polish up. And one more re-release for all the years I spent working on it. So guys, I really hope you enjoy this. The download link will be below. Please tell me what you think. Feel free to make a video on it. Do whatever you want. Just send me a link to it. I would love to watch. And yeah, guys, have fun, enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. See you guys.